Hello students. In the last topic we have learned differentiation. Today we will understand a different mathematical tool which is known as integration. For the quick revision I can tell you about differentiation again. I told you last time that if you want to split a big quantity into small pieces or into small units, then this is known as differentiation. As in this given example, I have taken this x-axis you can see here there is x-axis, and in this x-axis I have divided into equal parts, say dx, dx, dx and dx. On the same way I have splitted y-axis, dy, dy, dy and dy. It means if you want to split a big quantity into small pieces, then this is known as what? Differentiation. On the same way, if suppose you want to add small values to form a big value, then this is known as integration. Like suppose I take a very small value, say dx, again a small value dx, again a small value dx, and then dx. Now these are the small intervals dx, 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 dx. If I add these, then I will get suppose x. After addition of all these dx, I am getting what? X. This is known as integration. The symbol of integration is this. So I will write integrate dx, I will get x. As I have not given any limit here, that's why constant will also come in answer. This constant comes when integration is indefinite. Indefinite means when there is no limit of starting point and end point. Always a constant c comes. I think this is clear to you. Okay, now we will learn more thing, few formulas. Now first formula which we are learning, integration of x to the power n into dx. I can integrate this x only because there is a small element dx here. Only then I can integrate. So what is the general formula for this? It is x of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c. Again y, it is there. Again y plus c is coming because there is no limits. When there is no limit, definitely a constant will come. I will take one example. Suppose in this example I have chosen integrate x square dx. So I will use the basic formula x of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. What I will write here, answer as x2 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1 plus c. So my answer will come what? X cube by 3 plus a constant c. This is 3. Again constant is coming because there is no limits. Now suppose if I add limit in this. Suppose I am writing 1 to 2. What will happen? I will write like the same basic formula, x2 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1, 1 to 2. I will just put it in bracket. You can write the values on the left hand side or here on the right hand side also. That is not a big issue. So what I will get here? I will get x cube by 3. I will get x cube by 3. Limits will be there from 1 to 2. Now I will not write here plus c. Now how I will solve it further? Now to solve it further, what I will do? I will put this 2 here in place of x. Now 1 by 3 is constant, so I will take it outside. Then in place of x I will first put 2, upper limit I will put. So this becomes 2 cube minus, now in place of x I will put 1, lower limit, 1 cube. So my answer will be what? 1 by 3, 8 minus 1. The answer will be 7 by 3. So as we have used here limits, that's why constant will not come. You can see there is no constant at all. But when the limit is not provided to us, a constant also always come. So when there is no limits, this is known as indefinite integration. But when their limits are there, this is known as definite integration. Now this we have solved as an arithmetic value. I told you last time also, ILAT, inverse, logarithmic, arithmetic, trigonometric and exponential function. So we have learned how to integrate any arithmetic term. Now we will move to the next part. Next part is what? Suppose I am integrating sine x dx. My answer will be minus cos x plus c, because I have not used here limit. Similarly, if I use sine 2x dx, my answer will be what? Minus cos 2x by 2, because here is 2, so I will write here also 2 and plus c. Why c is coming? Again because limit is not given to me. Here is integration of sin x dx is giving minus cos x plus c because limit is not given. Integration of sin 2x dx will be minus cos 2x by 2 plus c. Now in the same way, if I write cos x dx, my answer will be sin x plus c. If I write cos 2x dx, my answer will be sin 2x by 2 plus c. I am repeating the same here. You can see the difference is what? That integration of sin 2x will give you minus cos 2x by 2, whereas cos 2x dx integration will give you sin 2x by 2 plus c. You have to learn these formulas. Again, these derivations you will do in 12th maths. Now why I am telling this thing to you guys? I will now use differentiation and integration to calculate something. Now first suppose I am saying to you guys, I want to derive v is equal to u plus at, which is the first equation of motion. Then for that derivation I will use this format. What format I will use? As we know that A is equal to dv by dt. Last time I told you acceleration is what? Small change in velocity divided by small change in time. This is instantaneous change in velocity and this is instantaneous change in time. This we have learned last time in differentiation. Now here I will use integration to integrate this value. How it will be? I can write this equation further as, how I can write this equation further? dv is equal to a into dt, right? Now I know that if I integrate dv, I will get v. Like the same integration of dx will give you x. Similarly, integration of dv will give you what? V. But in this equation, if you see very carefully, there are two velocities. One is initial velocity, another is final velocity. It means if I want to integrate this dv, after integration this dv, I will get v. V is a velocity. But how many velocities I want? Final and initial. Now to simplify it more, I can write this as v minus u is equal to at. It means my final velocity is positive and initial velocity is negative. So what I will do, I will play one trick here. To integrate this term, I will use one technique. I will integrate this dv from lower limit u and upper limit v. Why? We know that whenever we put the limits, we always put upper limit minus lower limit. I told you in the last example also like this, that in this also, then we were integrating it 1 by 3 I have taken outside. First I put here 2 upper limit, 2 cube was there because power was 3, then lower limit minus 1, 3. Same technique I will use here. I will use which technique? That I want integration, then dv I will integrate, but lower limit I will take u and upper limit v. I will integrate this equation a into dt. I have used integration on both sides. I told you last time also, integration is only possible only if small elemental value is present of the same thing. Now here if you see carefully, then here is a and here is dt. So a cannot be integrated because a will be only integrated if there is, here is a and here is dA, but here is a and here is dt, and integration is only for the small elemental value. So what I will do, I will take a outside and I will integrate only dt. Now again, here if you see this equation, then there is only one single t. There is nothing else, no t2, no t1. So to put the limits on this side also, I will write here 0 and I will write here t. Again same thing I will do here, 0 to t. Now integration of dv, I told you that the integration of dx is how much? X plus constant was coming. See here, constant was coming because limits were not here. But if you see this, here we are going to integrate dv. So answer will come v. But plus c will not come. Why? Because this is a definite integration. We have limits here. So if I integrate this term, so I will write in place of dv now v, and here I will write lower limit and upper limit. If I consider this value now is equal to a, and this becomes t from 0 to t. So how I will write this? Upper limit minus lower limit I told you. So in this place of v, I will put upper limit v here. In place of this, I will put lower limit, upper limit minus lower limit minus u is equal to, a will come as it is. Now here again upper limit is t, so I will write here t, lower limit will be minus 0. So t minus 0 is what? T, so I will get what? 80. So I will finally write v minus u is equal to 80. I hope you are now clear now. We have derived the same equation which you got. V is equal to u plus 80. V minus u is equal to 80, or you can write like this. This implies v is equal to u plus 80 also. I think this is clear to you now. So this is the use of integration as well as differentiation. Now I will move to the next derivation of the equation of motion. Next derivation is s is equal to ut plus half at square. The same derivations I will explain to you guys also with the help of PPT, but here I am explaining also in video lecture, so understand it carefully. Now in this again we can find there is s is equal to ut plus half at square. Now to solve this value, we know that velocity can be written as ds by dt. Like acceleration we write na, a is equal to dv by dt. I told you last time, acceleration is rate of change of velocity. Similarly, velocity is equal to rate of change of displacement. Here displacement I have taken in form of s. So this is instantaneous change in displacement and this is instantaneous change in dt. Instantaneous change means which is of very small value. Instantaneous means a very small value, very small interval. So finally I will write here ds is equal to v into dt. Now I have to integrate it because I know that integration of ds will give me s. We know this thing. But here actually more things are coming, very less thing we have. Now to drive it again I will do one thing. As v is equal to u plus at, we have done this last time right now in the previous derivation. So I will just put the value of v from here to here. So I will write here ds is equal to u plus at dt. Now it will give you ds is equal to u dt plus at dt. Now students, again what we have to do? We have to integrate it. Now if you see the formula, here is only s, no s2, no s1, and here is ds. I know that if I integrate ds, I will get s. Similarly, here is u dt. I know it very clearly that if I integrate this term, then u will be outside because u is constant. I can only integrate dt. In the same way, here also in at dt, I can only integrate dt dt. A will be outside. Again, I am repeating, integration can be done only of those which have a small elemental values. Here dt is a small elemental value, so I will integrate this also or this only. If it is u du, then I will integrate u du both. If it is a dA, I will integrate only a dA. T will be outside, but here now t dt is there, so a will be outside. So I am going to put the limits. But before putting the limits, I should know what should be the lower limit and what should be the upper limit. In the formula, we can see that there is only s. Integration of ds will give me s. There is no s2 minus s1. So here I will only integrate from 0 to s. Here also I only want t and here is dt. Integration of dt will give me t. So I will integrate from 0 to t because there is no t2 minus t1. Similarly here t dt. So it means I have to integrate this term because I want only t. There is no t2 minus t1 something. So my lower limit here will be 0 and upper limit will be s. Here my lower limit will be 0, upper limit will be t. Here again my lower limit will be 0 and upper limit will be t. So I am going to do this again. Please understand. So integration of ds is equal to integration of u dt plus integration of at dt. Clear? As I told you that u is constant, it will come outside. This is ds, integration of ds. This is u, integration of dt plus a will be outside, integration of t dt only. Limit is from 0 to s because I only want s. Here limit will be 0 to t because I want only t. Here limit also will be only 0 to t because I only want t square. So I told you last time, integration of dx is x. So integration of ds will be what? S, 0 to s, limit like this. Now come to this side, is equal to u, integration of, now here I want 0 to t because only I want t here, again 0 to t. Now integration of dt will give you what? T, limits 0 to t plus a. This is same as integration of x to the power n dx. Formula was what? X of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. This is same as of previous formula. This is the basic formula we have done. X to the power n, x to the power n, x to the power n dx is equal to xn plus 1 divided by n plus 1. This is the basic formula we have used here. Now here in place of x we have t, in place of n we have 1 here, in place of dx we have dt here. So I will use the same formula, only in place of x we are using t, and in place of dx we are using dt, in place of n we are using 1 here. So I will apply the same formula here. So t n plus 1, so it is become t 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. Limit is from 0 to t. So again I will come back. I will now put the values. Upper limit s minus 0 is equal to u, upper limit t minus 0. Now come to the next, plus a, this will be t square and 2 I am taking outside, 1 plus 1 is 2, so this 2 will be outside, this 1 plus 1 will be t square. So upper limit will be t, lower limit will be what? Minus 0 square. So finally what I will get? S is equal to ut plus half at square. So we have derived the second equation of motion. Now we'll go to the next value, and we have now v square minus u square is equal to 2as. This we are going to use. Now for deriving this I will use one formula. A is equal to dv by dt, because we know that acceleration is rate of change of displacement. We have used this. Now I will play a very small trick here. I will apply it here. Now I can further write as dv by ds into ds by dt. ds and ds will cancel out. We will get only dv by dt again. So there is no harm in this, because I have multiplied with ds also and divided also with ds. But this ds by dt can be written as v. We know that, but v is equal to ds by dt. So I will put this value of v here. So what I will write here now, A is equal to dV by ds, and this will be into V. Clear? Now I can write here V dV is equal to A ds. ds will be on this side, V dV is equal to A ds. This we can write. Now again we have to integrate, but if we see the formula, what we want, V square minus U square. Again two velocities are there. If I integrate here, I will get one velocity, but I want how many? 2. So this can be used as a upper limit and this can be used as a lower limit, because always we do know the formula upper limit minus lower limit. Clear? But if we go to this side, here is only A ds and here is 2as. So if I want to integrate this ds, I will directly get s. There is no s2 and no s1 here. That's why I will take lower limit as 0 and upper limit as s. But here I want upper limit v and lower limit u. So I will put here lower limit u and upper limit v, as I am showing to you guys. So if I integrate on this side, becomes v dv, u to v is equal to integration a ds. I told you so many times that we can only integrate those things which have a small elemental value. Here v has a small elemental value dv and a has a don't have any small elemental value like dA. So here though I will integrate v dv both, because v its small elemental value is dv, but here I can't integrate a because there is no elemental value dA like this. I have only ds. So what I will do, I will take this a outside ds. As I told you that I want only s, so I will put the limits 0 to s, 0 to s. I think this is very clear to you guys. I will again apply the same basic formula which we have studied here. This basic formula we are talking about, x of n dx will be x is equal to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Now in place of x we have used here v. In place of dx we have used here dv. Here n we have x to the power n, here we have to the power 1. So n I will use as 1. So how I will write here? It will be v 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1, limit from u to v. Lower limit will be u and upper limit will be v, is equal to a integration of this ds will be what? S from 0 to s. Clear? Okay. Now this 1 plus 1 will give you v square. This 1 plus 1 will give you 2. So this will be u to v is equal to a s0 to s. Now this 2 is constant term, that's why I will take this 2 here on this side multiplied by, because this is what, a constant term. So I will write here like this, v square limit as u to v is equal to 2a, here will be s0 to s. Now finally what I will get, upper limit minus lower limit. So upper limit will be v here, v square, lower limit will be u, upper limit minus lower limit minus u square is equal to 2a, upper limit will be s, lower limit will be 0, this is 0 actually, so s minus 0 is s. So what you will get, this implies v square minus u square is equal to 2as, which was a required equation. So in this whole concept we have learned that we can use calculus method. This is also known as integration method and calculus method also, to derive three equations of motions. The same thing I will explain to you in the form of PPT also. So please concentrate when I will explain with the help of PPT. Thank you so much, students.